Wait a minute. Don't tell me you've never dreamed of learning things fast, getting through exams, landing that promotion, becoming one of the most successful people in the world. The real reason you're watching this video is exactly that, isn't it? Because if you're here, there's a voice inside you whispering, if only I could learn faster and more efficiently, everything would be different. I'm Four Eyes, the smartest looking, yet the most nonsense-talking member of Mental Gym. But this time, I promise, no nonsense. Let's be honest, you've spent your whole life trying to learn. School subjects, hobbies, job skills, but how often did you really progress as fast as you wanted to? Most of the time, you worked for hours and ended up with just crumbs of information. Maybe you started over and over again, got bored, and gave up halfway. Maybe you've even secretly envied people around you, thinking, how do they learn so quickly? And then you asked yourself, why am I not like that? Why do I learn so slowly? The good news is, it's not your fault. The bad news is, most likely, no one ever taught you how to truly learn. But today, we're breaking that chain. We're freeing you from that jealousy and kicking those doubts out of your head. In this video, I'll show you 3 powerful secrets of learning that most people don't know. You'll discover how to learn, not just faster, but deeper, more effectively, and with confidence. When you apply these techniques in your studies, at work, or in skill-based areas like sports or music, you'll see how working smarter, not harder, makes all the difference. If you're ready, let's begin. Secret number 1, the 80-20 rule. Don't learn everything, learn the right thing. You want to learn? That's great, but ask yourself, are you actually learning the right things, or are you just wasting your time? Most people, when trying to learn something new, turn themselves into walking garbage bins of information. They think they need to know everything. Then what happens? They burn out, lose motivation, and give up. That's where the 80-20 rule comes in. 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. True learners don't try to memorize everything. You know what they do? They get straight to the core of the matter. For example, let's say you're learning a new language. Don't waste time memorizing thousands of random words, unless your goal is to waste time. Instead, focus on the 1,000 most common words, the ones used in 80% of everyday conversations. Then, combine those words with essential sentence patterns. That's efficiency. Studying for an exam? Stop rereading the whole textbook like it's a bedtime story. Focus on topics your teacher repeatedly emphasizes, and the questions that show up in past exams. That is where smart study begins. Now, sometimes you might worry, but what if I miss something important? Here's the simple answer. First, master the fundamentals, 100%. Then, if you need, dive into the details. Because when your foundation is solid, whatever you build on it will stand strong. But if your base is shaky, everything becomes a chaotic mess. Now, my coach has a little mission for you.
I want you to actually do it. Take a moment, find a quiet space, reflect, then share your answer in the comments. Join the real learners. After this video, ask yourself, what's the most crucial 20% of knowledge in the topic I'm learning? Write it in the comments. Be part of the Real Learners Club.
Secret number 2, don't fear failure. Fast learners make fast mistakes. If you want to learn fast, you need to be ready to fail fast. Even Einstein said, a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. I know, it sounds strange. Failing? Didn't we all grow up being told to avoid mistakes? But here's the truth. Learning begins with failure. Ever watched a baby learn to walk? They fall every 2 steps, but with each fall, their brain learns something new. How do I balance? How do I coordinate my legs? How do I stabilize my body? The same applies to adults. Have you ever seen a successful entrepreneur who never made mistakes? I haven't. When you make a mistake, your brain instantly goes, wait, something's missing. Fix it. If you're always succeeding, you're not actually learning. You're just repeating what you already know. So when learning something new, your goal should be, how many mistakes can I make today? Yes, you heard that right. Increase your mistake count. Learning to speak English? Speak. Say it wrong. Embarrass yourself. Then speak again. Learning math? Solve problems. Mess up. Figure out where you went wrong.
Today's challenge, try to make at least 3 big mistakes in the topic you're working on, not tiny slip-ups. I mean real uncomfortable mistakes. Then write down what you learned from each one. Let's see who's really committed to learning fast.
Secret number 3, active recall plus deliberate practice equals the ultimate learning accelerator. Now we're getting into the real magic of fast learning. So far, we've talked about choosing the right information and not fearing mistakes. But now, it's time to move from theory to actual mental muscle building. This is where active recall and deliberate practice come into play. Passive repetition, like just reading something over and over, gives your brain nothing but a feeling of, I've seen this before. But that doesn't mean you've learned it. If you read something and don't use it, it vanishes from memory. Fast. That's why you have to force your brain to retrieve the information. How? Here's what you do. Read the topic. Close the book. Try explaining it out loud, in your own words. Get stuck? That's okay. Pause. Write it down, go back, learn that missing part, then try again. This method constantly tells your brain, I'm not just going to remember this, I'm going to use it. That's how knowledge turns from a temporary fact into a solid building block in your mind. Here's something important. The more you struggle, the more you learn. If you're hesitating, stumbling, drawing blanks, that's not failure. That's a sign your brain is working hard. Now, let's talk about deliberate practice. Because repeating something over and over doesn't guarantee improvement. What matters more is what you repeat. Most people keep doing what they're already good at. Why? Because it feels nice. It feels like progress. But that's not where real growth happens. Real growth starts when you face what's hard. When you're uncomfortable, that's when your brain is building new connections. Examples? Playing the same easy song on guitar, again and again. Change it. Always coding the same old algorithms. Try solving a brand new type of problem. Practicing English by saying, "Hello, how are you?" every day. Jump into a real debate. Struggle equals growth. Every time you struggle, your brain rewires itself into a smarter version of you.
Small challenge. Pick the topic you're learning today. Now, spend 20 minutes on the part that frustrates you the most. Step out of your comfort zone. Let your brain feel the heat, then write down how it felt. What changed? Let's see who actually takes on this challenge.
Now you have all the pieces, so what will you do? Up to this point, I've unlocked the hidden doors of fast learning for you. Whether it's a new skill, academic success, or personal growth, it doesn't matter. With these 3 powerful secrets, you can leap ahead of the crowd. Don't try to learn everything. Focus on the most impactful 20% and go deep. Don't fear failure. Make mistakes, quickly and often. Every mistake moves you forward. Use active recall and deliberate practice. Don't just store knowledge. Train with it. Grow with it. But let's be honest, just hearing this changes nothing. Applying it, that's what creates transformation. If you don't turn this knowledge into experience, everything stays theoretical. No real change, no real result. And don't forget, learning isn't a destination, it's a process. What you learn today becomes the foundation for who you'll be tomorrow. So you've got 2 choices. Go back to your old ways, struggle, move slow, hope something changes. Or choose a smarter path, work smart, learn strategically, give yourself a real chance. Because in the end, it's not just about collecting facts. It's about living what you know. And I know, somewhere deep inside, your potential is whispering, you're meant for more. That little spark of excitement you feel right now, that's not random. That is the beginning of transformation. Now here's exactly what my coach wants you to do.
After watching this video, I want you to complete 3 specific actions. If you do them right, your chance of failure is equal to the ghost number of the math world, 0. Step 1. Identify the 20% that matters most in the topic you're learning. Step 2. Try something in that topic. And intentionally make a mistake. Step 3. Explain the topic out loud to yourself. Note where you get stuck, then go to the comments. Write that you did all 3 steps. Don't just say, watched it. That doesn't count. Real change only comes through action. Also, if you want to unlock your maximum potential, subscribe to the channel, tap the like button, and turn on notifications. Because content like this, done and full of real practical knowledge, is only found here. This channel is for people who take learning seriously. If that's you, you're in the right place. Let's end with one last quote. Fast learners don't stand out because they were born smart. They stand out because they take the right steps, the right way. So, which path will you choose? The ordinary one or the smart one? The choice is yours. See you in the next video.